knowledge you can't get in colleges. If you read from the Bible, obey the commandment and know who your mother and father is. Tune in to Sinaitic, cause he the protector of the gods. I'm talking about Dr. Benjamin, Yusuf, Yacanan, and John. We got the scale of my art. If he light as a feather, let's go and weigh his heart. I am the shrine of Ptah. If you say I am, better recognize a god. All I see is pseudos and frauds. Kudos to my dogs. Judo for you frogs. I think it's time to hop off the environment. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough.
Will survive. Comedic knowledge on the rise. Raising consciousness divine. To the truth we subscribe. Jabari leading the way. Shaka Amos don't play. Sonetta done open the gates. And up been banging the day. It's a family for the culture. Rebuking all you vultures. Selfish environment full of soldiers. Unlock your mind, they'll expose you. HOK is the squad. Debating the truth is a nod. Watch where you step in the pod. Or the tear you apart.
Oh, you didn't know? It's environment tough. 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 Environment tough. Environment tough.
All right, this environment is tough. This is a tough environment over here. Peace to you, Honey Clark. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great.
All right. Now, I know you've been hearing certain things. But why you come up with this topic about as far as the Earth being 6,000 years? Let's talk about that.
Well, because I was on here the other day, right? And there's a gentleman here, and I think Sister Naftali, and I think Mr. Danyala, and they were talking about the Earth being 6,000 years old. And a lot of people kind of agree with this because of a biblical narrative, but it's not like based on anything that we have. So I kind of wanted to give a reason why we think that the Earth is way older than that, and like science has shown that and proved it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm Honey.
As far as being on YouTube and
information
and stuff like that.
My channels are reloaded. I've been on actually a lot of people's channels, but at this point, I do a lot of science things, and so that's my thing, science right now, because I find it interesting and enjoy it, and I see that a lot of stuff that we kind of thought when we were younger and we thought we had it together, and you research stuff, you read, you update your information, you find out that maybe some of the ways we thought things were, they weren't, and that new developments happen every day. And then I have like Barbarian Squad that we all we debate and we give out information. So it's not like I'm totally against the Bible. We have a biblical one, we have a Moorish person, stuff like that. But it's when you mix it, when you mix your faith and belief with facts or science and stuff like that, that's where you get a blurred line. And that's where, you get pseudo information and people start, taking away from their own history, culture, and everything else just to follow a belief system.
Yeah, but I want you to know there's no shame in being totally against the Bible. There's no shame in that.
Oh, I know that.
Be proud of that. I'm totally against.
I know that against. Totally.
I'm totally against the Bible and the teaching of it, the way they teach it. I believe that I'm one of the ones that can break it down and teach it the proper way, because they are afraid to say things like God and the devil are one and the same. They will never say that. God is evil. I'm going to teach it the correct way. So anyway.
I know. Yeah, I do the same thing. I think that most people who are against the Bible and can read it without the narrative know actually what it says, versus somebody that's getting taught, no, this is what it means. This is what's in there, but you didn't read it. You don't really know.
Right. Okay, so let's get into the body of your information. Okay. I see your screen right there. And now your screen is sharing and it's on you.
Okay, thanks. So I want to start this off by saying I am not getting too deep into a lot of stuff because I know people always bring up radiometrics. They bring up evolution, and they bring up haplogroups. All of these things signify that we've been here well over 6,000 years. But I know that most creationists dismiss those things, right? And radiometrics is kind of hard to understand. Even though I went into it a little bit, unless you're like into chemistry and you're really into that and deep diving into that rabbit hole, it's hard to get that all the way under. So I'm using other methods today to show you how and why it cannot be 6,000 years old, right? So the young earth creationism, I believe, is 6,000 years old because of the Bible. But science has it way older. We have the world at like 4.5 billion years old. The world, not the universe, just the world, right? So this is supported by radiometric dating, geological layers, ice cores, and astronomical observations. So I'm going to do those 4 things. And I did not put the picture. That's interesting. So atoms of unstable elements decay at known rates, which is called a half-life. This is used to date rocks and minerals, and the older the rock is, the more decayed isotopes it contains. So different kinds of dating is uranium lead dating, and that's used for like old rocks, like greater than 1 billion years old, because uranium, it takes like 4.5 billion years to actually decay all the way, right? Potassium argon dating is for volcanic rocks, and that's somewhere in there just millions of years. It can't get to 1 billion, but up to millions of years. Okay, carbon-14, which is one that we're all like known about, but it can only go up to 50,000 years, right? So some of the volcanic rocks, you can't use carbon dating for that because it's going to be older than the 50,000 years. That's the max that it could be, right? So you have to go to potassium argon dating to get that, right? So those are just the dating for the radiometrics, right? So in detail, right, radiometrics is used to date rocks and other objects that have the known decay rate of radioactive isotopes. Radioactive isotopes are unstable, so they give off radiation to stabilize themselves, right? And the process where the atomic nucleus gives off the energy is called radioactive decay, right? So because they decay at a fixed rate, which we call a half-life, once we know like a substance and its half-life, we can definitely calculate the age of the substance because we know how it's going to decay. So once you see the rate of the decay, you can say, okay, well, this is, this age, right? So one of the examples is like the uranium isotopes U-238 and 235, they decay naturally into lead isotopes, right? Which is Pb206 and Pb207. So if you have a rock and you have some uranium and some lead there, you can use those two together to date that rock, right? All lead does not come from uranium, but when uranium decays, it does turn into lead, right? So when you have those two together somewhere, you test it, you can definitely see the age of it based on how much lead is there, how much uranium is there. So I think that's better than like when people talk about the carbon dating. This is the actual, because you know it, you can see it. Tree roots, they have radiocarbon dating of tree roots, right, in Sweden. And the tree root system was growing for 9,550 years, right? So this is just tree root in the ground, right? And they make new trees, they do things like that. This is older than 6,000 years. So the earth itself is only 6,000 years. Like, how did these roots from trees, I mean, they were in the ground, they grew up, how did that occur? And they're 9,550 years old. Okay, so then we have annual rock clocks. So the rock clocks is what I called it, right? But it's sedimentary rocks, right? Which is rocks that are basically formed from things like falling on it and then like being pressed together and staying there, right? And so when you have that and then it hardens together, forming a rock, Rocks could be anything. We're talking about mountains, earth, stuff like that. Okay. So when it does that, it forms rings on the rocks. And, we've seen rings on the rocks. Probably didn't even know what they were, right? But it shows the yearly deposit and the age of the rock and what was going on. What was going on? Was it a mudslide? Was it just pressed together? What happened there? And when you unlock that, you can see things that were happening throughout the years through the rocks, right? Similarly, we see them in ice rings, and that's the picture I have here. This is from the ice core from Antarctica and Greenland. So it reveals 160,000 layers of accumulation. So that's 160,000 years. Each year, it has a ring in the ice. So you can see what was going on around it at that time, and you also can see the age of the ice there. And not to mention, it's on top of mountains and rocks, which also have rings that show what was going on the earth at that time, and how long that has been there. So geological evidence, right? Stratification is the rock clocks that we talked about, which was the lines in the rocks that help us gauge not only the age of the rocks, but also what's going on at the time period. And then the fossil record, right? So although I'm not bringing up the fossils as far as evolution, what I'm going to say here is that when you see those fossils within those, the stratification of the rocks, it kind of tells you when those fossils were there, right? Because like in this picture here, you have the oldest part is at the bottom, right? And the youngest deposit is at the top. So when you're looking in between those, you can date things around the fossil where it was deposited, then you understand that this creature or whatever left this fossil was there at this time, right? And so that also helps us to know the age of not only organisms, but the earth. So cosmic evidence, star-like travel time. So light from distant galaxies takes billions of years to reach the earth, right? A light year is the distance the light can travel in a year, which is approximately 6 trillion miles. So when the light travels from the moon to our eyes, it's about 1 second, which means the moon is about 1 light second away. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach our eyes. So the sun is about 8 light minutes away, right? Light from Alpha Centauri, which is the nearest star system to our own, requires roughly 4.3 years to get here. So it is 4.3 light years away. So with that, we have the Andromeda Galaxy. We live in the Milky Way galaxy. So the closest, largest galaxy to us is the Andromeda Galaxy. And that's 2.5 million light years away from us, right? And we can see this light from Earth, which means that we're seeing something that happened 2.5 million years ago when we're looking at this, because that's how far away it is. So that means that it had to be around 2.5 million years ago, which means how are we here if it's only 6,000, right? Because, young Earth is going by the Bible. The very first thing that he did was create this universe, right? And then it was going by days. But if this was days, then how is something 2.5 million years away? So when you're looking at science, like versus faith, science, testable, observable, falsifiable, period. We can do it and we can do it again. And every time we do it, we're going to get the same results, right? Faith is dealing with meaning, purpose, and mainly belief. It probably won't be the same for everybody. You can't test it. You can't redo it. Somebody might read something, you might read it, and you get two different things because it's personal, right? Versus science, which is just, this is just what we have here. There's no feelings. There's no anything involved. So although you can have faith and science, it has two different roles. So counting, like common counter arguments that I've seen, dating methods are flawed, right? Some of them, you see those years, but like I showed you, when you're looking at the evidence and the dating methods, these are things that we can see now. You can literally go 10 years and see 10 rings on a tree. We know that the rings come in years. So when you're seeing, hundreds of rings, that the tree was hundreds of years old, right? We can see this now. So it's like we know that this is the truth. Science is not anti-religion because there's many religious scientists that accept like the old earth, right? It's just that it doesn't agree with your take on the Bible's dating. So my questions for young earth would be like, how can a galaxy be 2.5 million years away when God supposedly made the universe in the first day? And if it's a literal day, then that couldn't happen. And then in our lifetime, we see like these rings the trees make, we see the ice rings. So how do we rectify the fact that we have tree roots older than 6,000 years? We have things that are older than civilization. So my conclusion is that Earth is not 6,000 years old. Evidence points to 4.54 billion years. Multiple independent lines of evidence confirm this. And understanding the Earth's age enriches our knowledge of life and the universe. Thanks for watching. More is coming.
Okay, so short and to the point.
Absolutely.
I guess that's all she needed was to come in, and we will open up the chat if in case we have any questions. All right, Honey Clark came in and brought forth her understanding and breakdown of the Earth being older than 6,000 years. So the link is in the chat for those who would like to come in and ask Honey Clark any questions pertaining to the topic. Okay. So that's good. Honey Clark, that's good, right? And to the point.
Yeah, I try to keep it to the point because a lot of times, when you go too long, people get lost and then you're still back at the same point, same starting point.
Yes, I would like to see if maybe Nephtali might end up hitting the link and having some questions for you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to, and then it's like I was looking at younger too. Like, how did they date this Bible? What is that?
Yeah. All right, my man Asar 7. What's up, brother?
Peace. What's going on, Si?
Peace, man.
Peace to the Queen. I enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you.
That was great work. I hope that you come on here and give us some more presentations and some more information like that. So it's something funny. You remember when Captain tried to give us the method of science, his definition of method of science? His definition compared to hers is just hilarious in comparison to what Captain said. He has no idea of how the scientific method is, and he doesn't even really want to learn because it's adverse to what he believes in his theology. But my question to you, sister, is why do you think that they believe in 6,000 years in the Bible? Do you know the scripture that they use to try to justify this timeline?
No, I don't know the exact scripture. I looked up like the creationists, like just the argument itself, and they had multiple timelines. So I don't know which one exactly people use. Which one? Which one? They had multiple timelines for why it was anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000 years old.
But they never gave any. They never outlined any.
Yeah,
no specific
scripture. It was multiple.
It seems it's hard to find the specifics, isn't it? For that timeline, but you hear that number, so I can see why some are opposed to that theory. But
would you use?
Huh?
Which scripture would you use or feel like?
I don't see that there's a scripture that gives a timeline other than the how long the supposedly, how long Adam lived, how long Eve lived. Maybe that's the timeline.
Time out. Yo, anybody timed out DMG? I don't want nobody timing out nobody. Don't time out DMG, y'all. Don't time out DMG. Let them rock.
So
And
yeah,
why would you time them out? Who timed them out?
they equate one day to
All
1,000
right,
years.
go ahead.
They equate one day to 1,000 years, and then he rested on the 7th day. So the 7th day don't count. So that's how they coming up with the 6,000 years. That's the only logical way I would see it. But
But that would be the creation of the earth, like Keon. Keon made an excellent point earlier
that was
about
the
how
point. Yeah, I've seen that earlier. That's
that
the
would be more about creating the earth, not how long it is after that creation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, maybe that's the mix-up. I think that's what we're getting mixed up. You know what I'm saying? That 6,000 years to create it, and people are equating that with that's how old the Earth is. So it tells us it took them 6,000 years to create it, but they don't tell us the age.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we messing up. I think
There's no timeline marker in the Bible to say, okay, year one starts here.
Right.
You know.
That's
So,
what I was saying before too, because they don't have times in the Bible, literally. But they did have people living for thousands of years. So
yeah, I mean that's probably the closest thing they could come to trying to mark the time. But then that doesn't. That's when they have problems trying to mark up certain stuff historically to the Bible when they're doing that, because there's no real actual timeline.
yeah, from what I read, they thought it was 6 literal days, like 24-hour days. But then it's like, okay, if you have 4,000 years from the time of like Noah, right? How are we going to rectify the fact that we have civilizations older than that? Right? How can we do that? Right? So
yes,
it's a lot of different things. That's like, well, what are you using here? And I can never find that.
Yeah, Honey Clark, I was actually saying in the chat, like you literally don't even have to, like people was talking about DNA and you going back millions of years. Like you don't have to do that. Like you literally just can bring up something that's older than 6,000 years old and you won the debate. So yeah, I mean, good job through the presentation for sure.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be no debate on this topic, to be honest. I mean, because of the confusion.
Well, it got to be a debate because Naphtali teach that the Bible teaches that, and there's a lot of Christians that believe that as well. But let me say this right quick. A brother said, "Arnetta, your Cash App is not working." They said that they said that my Cash App has reached the limit. So right now, I'm using my PayPal. For those of y'all who want to support the debate by 7 o'clock, I'm using the PayPal. So y'all can go ahead and donate right there through the PayPal link. The link is right there. If y'all want to see this debate tonight with Shaka Utmost and Vocab Malone, there's the link for the donation. There's the link for the debate. Not the debate, but for the donation where you can make your donations at. All right, who was speaking? JJ, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
And like I said, you got rocks older than 6,000 years old. Like I say, the tree rings that she brought out. I said something about that earlier. I mean, there's a lot older civilizations. Like Sonetta said, the Pygmy-Twa. They have history older. I think Sonetta said 40,000 damn years. So it's a real big assumption to get up in front of the people and say that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. Now you be better off saying it took them 6,000 years to create it. Like Keon, that was a very excellent point to bring to the table.
Yeah. So the whole
I agree.
Honey Clark, I do want to, with your presentation though, there is one pushback. The science is anti-religion. I don't personally agree with that. I think to me. You don't? Oh, okay. I thought I read that.
It was on there, but that was me trying to say like the pushback to looking at it scientifically. A lot of people feel like, well, that's just anti-religion, but it's not. You can have both. You can have religion in science.
Okay.
Yeah, she was referencing the rebuttals, right? You was referencing the rebuttals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Judah, that's your computer, brother. It's not buffering over here. That's you, brother. Take a look at that. But anyway, let me go on over to King J. King J, you spoke?
No, not yet.
Do you have a question for the sister in her presentation?
Yeah, I do. Peace to the panel. Peace to the panel. Same group of guys I was on earlier. Honey, in regards to time, right? Are you familiar with Anu Mundi? We was talking about it earlier, actually. Anu Mundi and the Gregorian calendar. Before Gregorian, we were under the Anu Mundi. So are you familiar with like the year of our Lord, right? That's kind of how we used to keep time. It would be the year of the, so, and then the Anu Mundi is basically lunar calendar. So Gregorian is a solar calendar, right? So that's kind of, so can you speak on that in relation to what you talked about in regards to what you believe?
Well, I mean, I don't understand the question.
So you're saying that the Bible is you're pro Bible the 6,000 years?
No.
You're against it.
Are you pro Bible?
No.
So
No. Okay.
She used to be. Keon.
Yeah, you guys didn't hit.
Yo. Keon.
Yeah.
She used to be a Bible believer. And that's why I'm saying we still waiting on you to make your transition. JJ 7000 has made his transition before the year closed out. So he moved on. He have gained tremendous knowledge on information. And when you do that, Keon, you're going to see your rise in information, brother. Stop being afraid. What is the fear? The fear is, and this is the fear, watch, that you are going to go to hell and burn forever. That's the fear that you have, Keon. Let it go. Let it go.
You're right. I'm a righteous man, so I don't fear of going to hell because I'm going to heaven, brother.
You can be righteous without the Bible.
I'm going to heaven, sir. I do not fear hell.
So, you're not in heaven? So hold up, you're not in heaven yet?
Hell no.
Heaven is my state. We in heaven right now.
What? Where's heaven at? Where's heaven and hell at?
I'm in a different plane.
No, it's a state of mind, brother. It's a state of being. It's planes of existence, brother.
I can see that.
So if you don't feel like you're in heaven right now, then you got to be, your life got to be a total wreck. You got to be in hell right now, right?
No, that's okay. You're confusing the metaphorical heaven versus the actual religion heaven. Like,
okay.
nah.
All right.
Honey, real quick, let me just read it specifically so now I know where you stand at. So we're under the Gregorian calendar. Is that Gregorian calendar based off of biblical timeline?
Kind of. I mean, you got the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that
what
they did like kind of take off a month. Like it used to be like 13 months, right? They took one off and you had 12.
But what does BC? What does BC mean?
Before Common Era.
Okay. Some people like to say before Christ.
Yeah, that's how it used to be before we got all woke.
So that's based off his death date, right? Of Jesus' death, 0.
I thought it was kind of based off his life. But it would have been around the time when they actually looked at it. It would have been around the time he was like 3 instead of 1. But it was supposed to be after he was born, supposedly.
So really, we are all under a biblical timeline and based off of that. Then,
if you want to count the days, because you got to remember the Gregorian calendar, like skipped like 15 days or something.
Yeah, and then we had the Mesopotamian calendar, the Egyptian calendar. Like they all had 360 some days technically. So I mean,
well, but the difference is one is a lunar calendar and one is a solar calendar. So that's the difference in the days. I think
the Mesopotamian was the lunar calendar, if I'm not mistaken.
The Anu Mundi calendar is the lunar calendar.
Hey, yo, man, Hey, hold on. Where my moderators at, man? Where my moderators at? Y'all, why y'all ain't delete this comment, man? Y'all see this is disrespectful, man. Come on, man. Delete that comment. Y'all letting these comments go by like that. That's totally disrespectful.
That ain't disrespectful.
Matter of fact, nah, I don't want that nasty type of stuff on my channel. Let me block it, man.
What happened to my ranch?
I gotta block that. I gotta block this dude.
He said it's a Frank, sir. It's a Frank, sir. He said it's just a Frank.
You don't
It's a
know what
glizzy.
he's talking about, Keon?
It's a glizzy,
Sign, let
Keon.
him
His
live.
name is Glizzy.
Sign, let him live.
He said, Keon, hit
Buddy,
this,
man. This is one of
hit
his
this
Christian
Frank.
buddies.
He
Keon,
said,
you like
hit this
glizzy?
Frank,
Keon
Keon.
like glizzy?
I
Keon like
don't
glizzy.
take it hard. I don't take
You
it
don't
hard.
take it. Keon, look
I-
what he's saying.
I
Hit
told
this-
him to hit the link, and he told me to hit the glizzy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let him live. It's
All
funny.
right.
Wow.
That ain't funny to me, man.
I don't
Somebody
play no
inviting you to that ain't funny,
I
Keon.
don't take it.
But anyway, let me get Professor Silly up in the air. Silky, what's up, brother?
Silky.
Yeah, what's happening, man?
Oh man, what it do, Si? JJ, what's good, man? Thanos, what's up? Honey, I see you doing your presentation.
Do you have a question, bro?
Hi, Silky.
I actually do have a few questions.
Let's go.
So what I wanted to hear was you said the light takes how long to hit the planet for coming from the sun?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Didn't you say something about how the light takes a lot of years to make it here? So that was
No.
the solar. When you thought,
That was from the Andromeda galaxy, right?
and that takes how long to get to the planet?
It's 2.5 million light years away. So it takes 2.5
Right.
million years to get here for us to see it. But we're seeing it, but we're seeing light from 2.5 million years ago.
Okay, now I heard you say that. I got to backdoor the question to that one, but let me ask you about the trees and the rings in the trees, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But she was also talking about the ground, as in the granite, to tell the age.
Just all of
The rock.
all of
We were
that.
talking about the rock.
Right.
So, are you aware that about how the tectonic plates operate?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I'm aware about the tectonic plates. What about them?
Okay, and are you also aware that some? Okay, well, I see you didn't really have that. I didn't see you talk about that, but are you aware about how some of the mountains are supposedly ancient trees, the ones that are flat, that are cut flat, as in that really wouldn't be a natural formation?
Well, it would be a natural formation if it was. What are you talking about?
So things laid flat is a natural formation.
Things made laid flat. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you got certain mountains out here that are flat, tops are flat, and they're calling those ancient trees.
Okay, no.
But you're saying, but you're talking about the rings on the trees and whatnot like that. But you're not, and then you also talking about the granite. And you're talking about the ground. But you're kind of like leaving out a few things. I think.
We don't understand
Like
your
what?
question, brother.
What?
We don't understand your question.
Well, I see. You know what? I see you trying to predate the Bible. No, I see you trying to predate the Bible. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you. You're just trying to predate 6,000 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, you let me have it. You go ahead.
Yeah, she showed and proved it. That's what she did.
Oh, you just.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that because I mean, I feel like how they feel about the biblical timeline, how it's not accurate. So how can your stuff? It got to be like falsified if your timeline not even correct.
I agree. To the panel though, because I think we are recognizing this. I keep bringing up the Anu Mundi, right? The Anu Mundi is the calendar that we use up until I looked it up. It says 3761 BC. We use the Anu Mundi calendar. So we were on.
Are you talking about Western civilization? Or are you talking about
I'm talking
early
about
civilization?
Listen. Because your calendar your question detracted. I'm talking about the Anu Mundi calendar. Look it up if you're not familiar. It's a lunar calendar that we were under until about 3761 BC. Lunar is agriculture, things like that. We switched to the solar calendar around 4000 BC. So the dates are always just still adding up to that 6,000 a year. Because we're in 2500 BC now.
Wait, King J, you believe in the 6,000 year Earth?
No, I don't. But what I'm telling you is that even when I'm looking up our calendar, our history of our calendars, the lunar calendar and the solar calendar, the solar method of the sun, and previously with the nomadic and semi, they were using lunar calendar, the moon. It's only still going back to 6,000 years. We use the calendar, the lunar, for up to about 4,000 BC, and then after that we switched to a solar calendar.
Okay,
So
but
I'm just
King
saying
J, that's civilization, right? You're
that's
talking
our
about civilizations
that's
being
when
that old, not the world.
that's when our method of record keeping started.
No,
Right?
That's
we
still
were the
people.
ancient Cometics was using the solar calendar. That was the
Right.
first
So
calendar we was marking the time. 365 days was marked from the solar calendar. The
but
lunar
seven of
calendar is
sun,
mostly
seven
used
of
by Kemetic and like I mean by
seven. So let me
Hebrew.
just cut you to save it, because what I'm telling you, I already said it. I said that the Egyptian timeline corresponds with the biblical. So when I said that we started using a solar, listen, when I said that we started using a solar calendar 4,000 years ago, that's when we talk about Akhenaten and them. That's that time frame, the Aten, and that dynasty. So that's that exact same time. So that's what I'm saying.
You
That
saying the timeline that we're using is in correct timeline with the Kemetic timeline? That's what you're saying, right?
it is. It
It's
is.
always been off the harvest
Okay,
time.
but it's not saying that the Earth is 6,000 years old. I
It
just want
is.
to create some clarity. What
It
you're
is. It
saying?
is. It
No
is.
Kemetic would say that the Earth. I don't think. Where's a source that
No,
says that Cometians believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old? King J.
Listen,
there's no
that's an
timeline in the
argument.
Bible
That's not
for
what
him
I'm
to make
saying.
that
No, that's not what I'm
correlation.
saying. The timeline is I'm just
What
going to
Oh,
say.
timeline?
yeah.
What timeline?
So if we talk about the Assyrian disbursement, right, and how that time period of this, that's historical. That's 900 BC, 700 BC. Those disbursement, that's Egyptian as well, because went into Egypt. Ramses is in the Bible.
But in your
All
Bible,
Ramses in
though,
the Bible.
I don't
Where
know
is
about that.
Ramses at? Ramses ain't in the Bible.
Well, it
Yeah,
says
that's
per Ram.
more
We
of a
can
theory.
argue about it, but it says per Ramses.
All right, brothers. I ain't gonna let y'all come and
I don't
take over
understand
the
what he was
sister
saying.
show.
Yeah, I
Y'all,
didn't get it either, Honey Clark.
He
y'all
was
can't take over the
because he was
sister.
trying to say the timeline for civilization means that the world is that age, and that doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm saying
Can't
that the
start at
biblical.
civilization.
No, I'm saying the biblical timeline and the Egyptian timeline are all corresponding, and it only goes back to 6,000 years. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm not saying that's how old. I'm up with science, but I'm saying that just history is what I can't. I mean, like, look it up. Are you
So
from?
you're
Hey,
talking
hold
oral to documentation, I believe.
on. Hey, JJ.
Yeah.
JJ in the building? Yeah, but I want to ask you something, man.
Yeah.
Did you and Judah finally get y'all debate settled, or do y'all really want to get this debate done, you and Judah?
Uh-oh.
Well, see, here's the thing. You know, everybody know this in these circles that Judah is known for signing up for debates and then cashing out. 3 weeks ago, so I mean, this is a waste of my time. Judah's debate. Y'all know what Judah debate is?
What?
He puffing up before the debate. That's the debate right there. That's how. So get my 4 or 5 belts under your belt, Judah, and then maybe you can see me. I'm not gonna be wasting more time making.
Oh man, come on, Jay. Now that might sound like you running, Jay.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Judah.
That might sound like you running from him.
But it ain't.
Whereas JJ, whereas I think JJ, I think you can beat Judah now because you outside of the Bible.
I agree.
You outside the Bible at once, so you got information of the Bible and you got the information outside of it. So I feel that you can beat Judah. I believe you can beat Judah now.
JJ a free thinker now.
I mean, what you mean now?
Because
I mean, once you let that Bible go, once you get stepped out that Bible, you became a free thinker.
Because you have inside information now. And the inside information you have is that Bible.
Judah's counseled on me a couple of times, and I want to see him get in the ring with a couple other people, work his way up to. But I'd like to talk more about the topic, if you don't mind. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, we hear you.
Am I breaking up?
Yes, you're breaking up.
So that means
you're always breaking up.
Go to somebody else.
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're always breaking up. Let me go on over. Let me get back over to the sister. Sister, what do you think about what you're hearing with these brothers here, man? As far as the earth.
Well, I mean, everybody seems on point. I don't know. We still have a question on how we got the 6,000 years.
Okay.
Oh, I can explain that.
Like, how did it just 6,000 years? That makes.
Yeah. Hey, I got to get off here, Sister Honey Clark. Can I read you something to help your case?
Henry, you got to show yourself a little bit, Henry.
I'm hot. It's your name thing that's hot. Can you see me now?
Can you hear this?
No. Oh, hold on, Jay. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, man. Hey, Judah, do you really want to?
Hey, look, that's it. That's all y'all gonna get. Right?
Hey, Judah, do you really want to settle this once and for all with JJ? If so, give me the title. Let's get the date down and let's get this thing in, man. Stop playing, y'all two.
Oh, what was the topic that he wanted to get his funeral? What was it?
JJ, what is the topic, y'all? Come on, let's be serious. What's the topic, JJ?
We got a couple topics that he wanted to do.
Oh man, I told y'all before to figure it out the last time he was on here.
JJ, I think y'all should do Onias the Third.
Nah, man. Nah.
He don't want.
No, Judah, you challenge him. Give him a topic. You know what JJ teach. You challenge him now.
I was biased against 7,000. You know how that goes.
What? I don't know. He's like all over the place now. I'm not quite sure what he.
Well, he don't believe in the scriptures no more. He don't believe in the Torah. So you can challenge him on a lot.
But what does he believe in? Because he had to put up something.
Can you prove that the white man is Esau? You want to do that one? Oh, we just did that. I just did that one.
Esau's not just white, brother. So
you want to do the Levitical priesthood?
Okay, Leviticus priesthood versus what, brother? I'm not doing all the work. I mean, I can because I beat
or forever according to the biblical scriptures.
What? Say it again. Repeat it.
One more time. I'll throw out there at you because I rather debate Jabari. You rather.
Here you go. Hey, Si, you probably should get JJ to call in.
This is what you get from him. That he won't show up to the debate. This is it. This is his debate right here.
No, you got to come up with the topic. We doing it live. JJ, hang up.
Yes or no?
Yo, listen, JJ, get off of here. I'm gonna call you so you can be clear. Yeah, I'm calling you. I'm calling you right now.
Yeah, let's call. Let me call in.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Hear me better now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Like I said, Judah, brother, everybody in the back chats know. Everybody in the Lions Den know.
No, let's not do that. Just come with the topic,
I'm
brother.
saying he's wasting my time.
JJ, we will find out once you come with a topic and he don't show up. He's going to get ragdoll after that. So come with the topic.
Here's the topic right here. I got the topic right here.
Let's go.
Can you prove that Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites according to the Bible? Watch them run.
I don't believe that all. Why are you trying to put words? I don't believe that all Hispanics and Native Americans. When did I ever say that? You can't put words. Prove Jesus Christ. Okay, how about that? Okay, prove that. I can prove Onias III. I can prove King David had a throne. Prove Jesus Christ, sir.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. King David. That's what you ran from, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let me get back to that. Now, you had the audacity to get in front of me and say that King David will be the end time Messiah, the one that was prophesied about in the Old Testament. Do you still hold fast to that, sir?
Let's set the date. Because who do you say it is? Jesus?
No. It ain't gonna be who I say it is. We're gonna deal with King David.
Oh, so
don't worry about me. Y'all gonna throw Jesus in there.
JJ,
you know why they're gonna go?
JJ, let me tell you this. Let me give you this. Check this out. JJ. Give him a topic dealing with your newfound and more powerful information. Listen, his Torah versus your African history, because he's saying that your history, is just trash. That whole African. What about the
I got to try to watch this.
Go ahead.
Who can prove that they're more connected to the tribe of Judah? You or me? I'm going to show you how I trace mine back to Africa. I'm going to show you goddamn, hey, when we got slave documents, the goddamn plantation. Have you ever heard of the subclan, the Chokoris, and the different? See, you don't know about these subclans. See, that's where you're going to lose. I can prove more that my people, my bloodline is more connected to Judah than you can. Now, set that debate up.
I never claimed any tribe, sir. Why do you keep putting words in my mouth?
You know what I'm saying? Give me somebody else.
What about
get him out here?
Can I just speak for a second?
Hold on, JJ.
Y'all keep noticing that he just wants to put me on the hot seat and he has to do nothing. He doesn't realize I'm his Lord. No, you're going to work. Judah Naz is not going to do all the work. You're going to work. Now, is it going to be King David as the end time Messiah or Jebus Geist? Okay. You said you.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the Twa people, Judah?
Absolutely.
Was the Twa here before the Torah?
Yes.
Oh.
We're a new people. Israelites were new. It states that in the Torah. It says, I didn't choose you because you were like numerous. We were like a little straggler people. We weren't like no great nation. We became a nation.
Here we go. Watch this. So was the Twa people here before Ham, Shem, and Japheth?
No, they have E1, B1A haplogroup. So no.
Okay, that's probably what you can say. That's probably a good title. Twa versus Ham, Shem, and Japheth, who were here on earth first. Because if JJ can prove that the Twa was here, down goes Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Down goes that stuff. That's a fiery topic right there. JJ, what do you think about that?
Yeah, just real quick.
African theory is gonna kill you. So I'm talking. Your name is JJ.
All right,
name is JJ, bro. Name is JJ.
Hold on. Mandika Mali, take that topic right there, brother. Take that.
Yeah, I'll take it, but he's gonna get destroyed.
Well,
you can't prove no Hebrew Israelites here before the tribe. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well, you better come with a primary source from the Twa people. You better come with.
All right, give me the date, man. I'm gonna make the flyer. Give me the date, y'all. When y'all ready?
Hold on.
All right, man. Hey, look, what's today? A week from today.
Hold on. Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Let go, man. Tell us.
Go ahead, Judah.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like y'all making debates for me. Like, wait, he has to come with a primary source from the Twa people. You gonna come with a written book from the Twa people stating their case? Or are you going to come with somebody from outside or secondary source making a guess?
No. He's going to come. It don't matter how he comes, Judah. He's going to come with his information, and he's going to prove that the Twa was here before Ham, Shem, and Japheth. That's what he's going to prove.
So they're not human.
Who?
Twa people.
No, the Twa is human.
Wait a minute. If they're not here before Ham, Shem, and Japheth, they're not human.
No, we don't believe that they come from Ham, Shem, or Japheth. We believe they were here before that stuff existed.
Right. Adam was before Ham, Shem, and Japheth. What are you talking about?
So they're pre-Adamized. You're saying they're not human.
Nah, brother, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell you is that the book is made up. That's a lie. Telling you that Ham, Shem, and Japheth is the one that populated all nationalities and all the nations. I'm telling you that that's not true.
Okay,
let Judah prove that. Let Judah prove that then.
Listen, I'm saying since the Bible is a primary source, he has to come from a primary source from the 12 people stating how long they've been here and what they've been doing, this, that, and the other. He can't go by a secondary source. They don't know.
But guess what, Judah? You're making a mistake. The Bible is not a primary source.
You want to type in, is the Bible a primary source? And watch what happens. So you're going
to prove that the Bible is a primary source now.
You hear that? See what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how to debate, right? Y'all said source up. You have to come with a primary source from the 12 people themselves stating their existence.
Well, of course, he's
you can't come with somebody else's opinion. That's not how it works.
The debate is the Bible a primary source? That should be the debate right there.
All you do is type it in Google.
These
are people who are around at certain events. They name bro. It's just type it in Google or wherever you want to type it.
So Judah was Adam a human?
Get out of here.
All right. Hold on, y'all.
Get out the way, bro.
Hold on, y'all. Get out the way. Hey, JJ.
Yeah.
Do you want to take on this topic? The Twa versus Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
That damn right.
See?
And you'll get destroyed. Your ego your ego gonna cash a check and go right and check your ass can't cash. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm sick of you running up on me thinking you some kind of debate gangster. We already know you. Hey, you in the field, bro. You know what? You in the field picking up the remains the bodies that I put on the goddamn floor. Because you ain't been in a debate. Wait, when last time you debate? Me. That's who. How long was that? 2 years ago.
All right, so let's hear what he got to say. Yeah. Judah, what's up, brother?
I'm not taking no debate where he's not coming with a primary source, where he's going to come with
Judah, that's running.
No, wait a minute. I'm the champion of his debate league with 2 belts. When was any of y'all ever beat me in 12 years? None of y'all beat me in no debate in 12 years, and y'all all know it. So I know how to debate. I'm not going to do all the work. I know how to debate. If I'm coming off the Bible, which is a primary source, he has to come from a primary source from the 12 people. He just can't just put
well, guess what, Judah? If he don't come with his facts and sources, then you win. But you can't tell him what to come with. He could come with a Mickey Mouse book if he want.
I'm not taking that debate thing because you said source.
That's not the point. I'm trying to make a point to you. You can't tell him how to come and bring his sources, brother. He can come with anything he can to prove his point. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right. So he's
saying you focus on your offense and he focused on his offense.
Right. There you go.
Excuse me. That's not how you debate. Remember, it's called source up or shut up.
Right.
We don't want to come with no opinions and speculation. How about what the people say themselves? He's not going to do that. And since he's not going to come by what they say themselves, and he's going to come by some outside person's opinion, I'm not debating that. I want to hear what
you can prove that in the debate.
Judah, you running.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Wait. If I have a debate against who older the Chinese and Japanese, you don't go by what the British say. You go by what the Chinese and Japanese say about themselves. So he has to come from what the Twa people say. And
where do you think they
Hold on. You know what you're doing, Judah? That's like JJ saying, well, you got to come with Ham and Japheth is saying. With Ham, Japheth, and Jacob saying. You got to come with what they said, not what somebody's saying. See? And you can't. Right. Okay. People are gone. But the Twa, they still got Twa here now.
You're right. Okay, you know what? I accept that point. You're right. Since Ham, Shem, and Japheth are not here, and I can't use them as a primary source, that's not a good debate. But you're right.
You're running from the debate.
I'm running from the debate because I just admitted that Ham, Shem, and Japheth are not here with a primary source, but the Twa people are, and he's not going to source what they say.
But who knows? He might. Who knows what he going to do?
JJ sources up sometimes. We've seen JJ source up. Come on, Judah.
We're going to wait and see in the debate.
Wait a minute.
Where do you think the source come from? Where do you think the source come from, Judah?
Come on, man. This is what we're doing, bro. This
primary source.
Y'all fall back.
You can't ambush Judah Nazareth. I'm the one that's going to put you in the trap, right? You're not going to ambush me into a whack topic.
No, we hear you, JJ.
Okay, just talking. You ran the way up out of it for 5 minutes, bro. I sat back. Now look, bro. I'll tell you what, let him whine for another 5 minutes. But when I go on for 10 minutes, don't you say a goddamn word. Stop. Not you, sir. I'm talking to this guy.
All right. Go ahead, Judah. Go ahead. Go.
Any real debater out there knows the topic is also a part of the debate, and the title is also the part of the debate. So since Sonetta was right that Ham, Shem, and Japheth are not here, they are dead, I cannot use them as a primary source, right? So the Twa people, they are here. So that means JJ has to learn their language and hear what they say about themselves and their history, right? So that is not a good topic to debate because he has a.
You said you had the primary.
He's still talking?
Yo, let him talk, yo. Come on.
Right. He's scared, right? So he has to learn the Twa language and learn about what themselves, read their books, and come with the primary source of what they say about themselves. Not Chat GPT about programmed AI about or what various scholars say in their various opinions, because I study that too. I just look right. I know I looked at their haplogroups, all of that mess, whatever, right? So no, it's not a good topic. The original topic was Jesus or David, who's the end time Messiah, because he's a Christian and I'm the Antichrist, and I'm here to put Jesus in the dirt. That's not these topics. He don't know no Twa language. Okay, he's a Christian. So put Jesus Christ up so I can put him on that cross again. How about that?
All right, but don't you want JJ? Don't you want Mandinka to defend something where you don't be always on the defense? Let him defend something, brother. And the way you do that is by debating his culture and what he represent. He representing Africa. He's representing African culture and all of that, brother, in history. So why are you not debating something like that?
Because Ham, Shem, and Japheth don't have any writings. So how am I supposed to debate what they said?
Okay, so now you're admitting that you can't even defend that, brother. That's not a good look, Judah.
Wait a minute. You didn't say the Torah. You said Ham, Shem, and Japheth. They're not here.
Right, but you still said. But you believe. Watch this, Judah. Do you believe that Ham, Shem, and Japheth are responsible for the Arabs, the Chinese people, the African people, all nations on the earth? Do you agree that they're responsible for the nations on the earth?
Yes.
Well, JJ is telling you that they are not. That's what he's saying. That they are not responsible for it.
I understand that. But I'm going to put him in the trick bag because he has to say what the Twa people said, not what some white man.
No, Judah, you cannot tell this man how to bring his information, bro.
You're trying to give him a win. You're not going to give him a win. I know how to debate. He has to come up with a primary source from the Twa people. You can't go by what somebody else said. What did they say?
Well, then debate them. Then debate them, Judah.
I know how to debate. This is why I keep beating y'all, because y'all don't debate. I do.
Don't talk about how you can debate them. Debate them. Debate them.
Does he know the Twa people's language?
No, but
if he don't, then it should be an easy W, Judah. It should be an easy W.
This not an easy.
We gotta wait and see.
But how can you do cosmology versus cosmology?
I'm gonna shut up in a second. Hold on. I'm gonna shut up in a second. See, over here is an anti-Bible platform. We get that, right? But y'all not pro-African. That's first and foremost, because you can't speak no African language at all. That's why I said, and I put him in the trick bag. You go to speak that Twa language and come from their own book, from their primary sources or written records of themselves with their history. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to go to various quote unquote scientists and this and that and blah, 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 with their various speculations.
And then you can
no,
what are you talking about?
I don't have a primary source from Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So why would I do that? It's just stupid.
They never existed.
Oh my God.
Okay, if they never existed, then why would I debate that?
But you don't have you don't have a primary source of Yahweh. What are you talking about?
The Torah is a primary source.
You don't have a primary source of Moses.
The Torah is a primary. Look, you can't.
Great point.
Listen, y'all. I know y'all think y'all winning. You're smart. That's stupid. If I don't have a primary source from Ham, Shem, and Japheth, how can I debate that? That doesn't make any sense, bro. You're trying to give him a win because he hasn't had a win in years. I'm
not trying to give him a win. I'm trying to get a good debate for you.
How about a real debate? Like what he believes, he's a Christian. I'm an Israelite. How about that? He don't speak no Twa language. And Ham, Shem, and Japheth are dead. So let's go to a debate where everybody's interested in. We don't want to see no Chat GPT foolishness. We want to see him actually put in some work. He's a Christian. Put up Jesus Christ versus King David. He believes in the New Testament. Put it up against the Torah and the prophets. That's it. What is all this, bro?
Because he's not a Christian, Judah. He's not a Christian.
All right, y'all. Hold on, JJ. Are you a Torah believer? I mean, a New Testament.
Okay, can I speak? Because I got people speaking. I got this guy crying. Damn. I mean, hold on, everybody. He said a lot of nothing. Bro, I don't even want you on the stage with me, bro. Now you're making up excuses, telling me what I got to bring and making all these stipulations. This is what you do. This is Judah's debate. This is his energy. That's all you're going to get out of him. Now he's already trying to blame Sarnetta for, oh, you rigging the debate. You trying to set him up for a win. Get your scared ass out of here. Hey, bro, hey, Sarnetta, let's call Jabari or Tazariak or Shaka.
Jabari and Shaka, you are not on their level, brother. Try Tazariak, brother. Come on, just stop playing games with it. And I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect.
Brother, let me tell you something about Jabari.
Hey, no, hold up.
Let me Jabari now.
Hold up. Hey, yo, Judah, that was by accident when I hit the mute button. And that's why I did it real quick. I unmuted you right away. So that was by accident, brother. That wasn't on purpose. Go ahead, JJ.
All right, so okay, so you hired them too. All right, how about Zion Lex? You talking about this Deuteronomy 28 stuff? Yeah, the coaches. That's how you came to a debate saying you gonna prove that. Call Zion, get this guy up out of here. He's a clout chaser. Judah, you keep making these excuses. Now let's see which one is older, the Pygmy 12 or your goddamn Adam. Where you at? What the book of Adam and Noah and all. You can't prove none of those people in that book exist. Don't cut me off. Now he want to try to. This is what he ran. He ran from the debate 3 weeks ago from me and King Self. This is documented information. The people who know, they know. So he's up here messing up the show to try to get something to go talk to. Everybody's scared of him and Devion and Jeremiah. Them is 3 debaters, y'all.
Hey, JJ, you know what? You know what, JJ? At first, when you said that, I didn't believe you. Now, Judah, with all due respect, I got to believe, JJ, that you are running, brother. I got to believe him, man. For real.
Now watch this. Now, I will just share something. I said, I can prove more that I'm Judah than you. And I'm going to show you my trail and how I connected with my people from Africa to the goddamn plantation in Jackson, Mississippi. You can't do that. You're too busy hating Africans. Call us African booty scratchers and Canaanite dogs. You running with them ones. You're not one of us. And this is why I would gladly take this debate and drag you in front of the whole people. This is what you're going to get. This dude right here, man, like I said, he making an excuse every time. Now, I said I would take either one of those debates. Hey, what he doing? He trying to tell the audience, I can't speak the Pygmy 12 and Chat GTP. What you worry about how I can get my information
That's true. That's right.
That's man. Like I said, you wasting
like when
time,
you debating someone, like let's say me and King J get in the ring and we debate a topic. I can't tell King J, yo, you can't bring that. You can't talk about that. You got to do this. What? Nobody does that. Who does that, bro?
That's what he do. So here's the thing, Judah. I take this debate. Can you prove that you're from the tribe of Judah? Can you do that? Using science or the Bible, you can use either one. I'm not gonna tell you what to use. And then I'm more Judah than you. But he's scared of that debate. Then I offer him a 12 tribes chart. You think Jeremiah is one of y'all? Well, Israelite. You think that. You think you're an Israelite, Tazark and all y'all. But y'all hate Africa. The door of no return. So how you going to trace your people? We know in the day, I'm not going to name amongst these tribes in the Igbo and the Ghana and Jajor, how do you pronounce it? And all these other people. Benin, Togo. What the hell's wrong with you? Mali. What the hell's wrong with you, bro? Like I say, this dude's not a debater.
All right. That's enough. That's enough, Jay.
Yeah.
I want to get back to
my debate manager. You my debate manager, man. You better give me some better debates, man.
All right, I got to get back to this. All right, thank you, man. Yeah. So, family, y'all already see what it is. I'm trying to get the brother to get it in. I'm trying to get him a debate, but I didn't believe JJ at first, but now.
No. Nobody's running from JJ. I wanted to call you, but you didn't answer. Hi.
All right, let me tell you how I feel once again. I didn't believe JJ at first. Now I believe that Judah is running from JJ. That's my opinion. I believe that he is running from JJ. He's scared to get in the ring and defend Ham, Sham, and Japhet. You can't tell the next man, Judah, that how he can bring his information. You can't tell him that. He could bring Mickey Mouse if he wants to. If he sees something, a source with Mickey Mouse, he can bring that. It's your job to shoot it down. Right or wrong, brothers? Right?
X.
It's your job to dismiss that and shoot it down. All right, so we're gonna move forward with that now. I got the sister here, man. I'm gonna keep her going, man. Sister Clark, sorry about that, but you know how these brothers get.
Before we move on, peace, everybody. Peace to the sister. I just want to say we're doing a show after this, and I wanted to invite the sister to come in. I'll email you or text you. We're going to be doing a show in Senator Studios about consciousness and the expensive tissue hypothesis. So you're more than welcome to join, honey.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay, Senator. I'm going to set I think I already have the link. I'll drop the link. Is that okay with you, Senator? Put it in the chat or?
Yes, that's good.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you too. No, not you. I'm gonna tell you, JJ. You said when I find somebody that's worthy, I think he just popped up in the room, baby. There you go. There go that man right there. There go that man right there. Yeah, I just found somebody that's worthy of it, JJ. So, oh man.
You know what the problem is? Judah, what happened with me and you is not going to be the same thing as you and JJ. It could be, but it's not. And I know you're punchy after the knockout, but get back in the ring. It's the best thing for you. If you don't, you're going to get the Devin Haney experience and you're going to get nervous. You're going to get locked up. You don't want to do it. Hopping in now. You know, this is the best time. These are words of encouragement. It's different in the ring with me. I told you that. When you lock the cage, can't nobody help you. This time, the HOK is going to be there cheering for both of y'all. Get in the ring, man. Get in the ring.
All right, Judah is back. What you got to say, Judah?
You muted me. I don't have this. No, you're gonna mute me.
No. Jay, I only muted you for like a fraction of a second. Not even a second. Yeah. I hit the button and then I hit it back.
I don't have
all
anything
get
to say. You muted me. Why would you even mute me? Like right in the middle of my speech. That's a little weird. Then with a whack topic too, they can't. Oh my God. Well, God's not helping. Right. Listen, I'm too smart to get set up, bro. You can forget about that. You might as well toss that plan out.
So you think I'm trying to line you up for JJ, brother? You really believe that nonsense, man?
So you want me to debate Ham, Shem, and Japheth, which is mentioned one time in the Bible? They're dead for thousands of years, and debate people that are here today that he's not going to quote from their own writings and what they say about themselves.
How you know?
Set up.
But how you know?
Because I studied the Khoisan people. They don't have any books about themselves. That's why I know already.
But they got scholars, professors,
right?
That talked about the history that went in. People read books. That's how they find out things. They don't go to the people themselves. Like when you're dealing with the history of the pyramids, the pyramids didn't write the history themselves. They go to the scholars for that. Right? When you talk about the Bible, they go to the scholars for that. They don't write them themselves, brother.
Scholars are just people, and they make speculation and guesstimations and embellishments as well. Right?
Yes.
The only source you can have to say about anything about the pyramids being built is the Greek guy, I forgot his name, who said he went into Egypt and talked to Egyptian priests, and they explained to him how they built the pyramids. Other than that, you have no sources of how they built the pyramid. It's only speculation.
Okay.
That's false.
I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that right there.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead, honey. You want to say something?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, who is that?
A SAR, not a SAR 7, but a SAR. What is a SAR still on the panel?
Yeah, Saul's still here.
SAR, what are the Egyptian texts that show the pyramids actually being made? They show what the bricks are being made of and things of that nature. What are those texts?
The name of them I can't remember.
Okay.
The tomb is in, and I'm about to leave. I'm gonna leave, and I should be back before Satin is this show.
Okay.
I'll pull them up once I get back to my computer for you.
Okay. For sure. I know there's some Egyptian sources that show different.
Yeah. You seen the well, you was on the show last time we did it, so it shows them moving the statue of Memnon. Zahi Hawass also says some interesting things as well. He said when they're doing the demonstration out there in the desert, they had no problems cutting through the stone. And a couple other things. So he was talking about the methods on the Joe Rogan show. So, but as soon as I get back, yeah, for sure.
All right, let me try to get back on track right quick, because I might have to delete a lot of this, man. I don't want to. But let me get you, Judah. Judah, does the Bible talk about the age of the earth? And if so, can you break that down for us, brother?
No, it never does. It never speaks about the timeline of the earth. I think people get that 6,000 years from Peter, where Peter says a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So then they get, into Torah where days, but days don't always mean like 24 hours because the sun wasn't even like created yet. So it's like a period of time, right? So it could be like 6 million years, 60 billion years. Like it doesn't state, because the things that are in creation were already in place, and then God formed them in order. So there is no like set time. To also for those who study like other civilizations, which we Israelites do, right? They have a thing called the Great Year, which is like 25,000, like 900 and so. I forgot what the Great Year is, whatever, right? Thus proving that the Earth is way longer than 6,000 years.
These are facts.
I agree.
The Great Year, like if anyone knows what I'm talking about, it's like 25,000, like 900 and some or whatever. It's so the Earth is clearly older. But I will say one thing let me say this. Now, the counter argument somebody could use is the oldest tree, called the Methuselah tree, is like about 5,000 years, right? And so the correlation between human beings and trees. But so if somebody wanted to take that counterpunch, they could be like, "Yo, what's up with the trees, though?" I mean, I'm just saying, I don't believe that, but someone can use that for a great
Judah, does Adam have a genealogy?
Next question, bro.
How long did he live? 900. How long did Adam live? 900 years.
Yeah, like 937, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. So if we're counting starting from Adam, then we would end up to 3,000. So like I say, when we're using the Anu money calendar, the date is 3,000. Like if we never stop using the Anu money calendar, the year right now would be 6,025. We switched over to the Gregorian calendar at 4,000 BC. So hence, that's why we're 2,000 years later, so do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
so Judah,
but that,
go ahead.
But that's why the reason why it's we're in tow.
Judah, go ahead, Judah.
So, like, also, a lot of people say they study Africa. They do not. We have what's called the Afro-Asiatic language, which predates 5,000, 6,000 years. Just like we have the Niger-Congo language and the Nilotic languages. These are all way older than 5,000, 6,000 years. So clearly, people have been here longer than that, and the Earth is older than that.
Now, Judah, are you aware that the Twa people is like 70,000 years old, brother? 70,000.
I heard older than that, but yeah.
Yeah, could be. Go ahead, brother. I saw 7. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying, man, that the calendar that he was talking about, it comes from the Kemetic calendar already, because we marked time from the sun, right? It was a solar calendar. So the reason why it's in line is because they went back to clocking the time through the sun, which is more accurate than the lunar calendar, which most Hebrews use the lunar calendar. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you talk about the Gregorian calendar and how it's been put together, like when they was talking about the days, it comes from the Bible. No, Those days aren't named from the Bible. Monday is Moon Day. Sunday is, of course, Sunday. Thursday was Thor's day. Thor, the mythological god from the Vikings, right? Saturday is Saturn Day. The constellations. They use all kind of different things to name the calendar, and they use it's science though. They use exact mathematics though. That's one thing I had to give them with the Gregorian calendar was they used the same math in Kemet, right? And they put their little other mythological and religious inputs into these into the calendar. That's the calendar we use today. That's why it's right and exact.
Right. So that corresponds to the
Hold on, Honey Clark, you can jump in anytime you want because we're talking about the earth, the age of the earth.
I know. But they're talking about a calendar, which is
You got to show these brothers that you can compete with them.
right.
When you're dealing with this
But they're
topic.
not kind of talking about the age of the earth because when you're
subject.
talking about the calendar, you're talking about the age of civilizations.
Yeah, and the earth. Well, that's how you come in, and you know.
It have to be younger than the earth. Like clearly, the
Well, I think the conversation is about clocking time of the earth, right? So we're aging the earth, so that has to do with time. I guess he was trying to. That was his point. He went on the something from earlier we were talking about, but I had to straighten give some clarity.
What you're saying, like you can't age the civilization, right? If you have
True,
civilizations that are talking like this and this, then we know civilizations that were around 5,000 years, 6,000 years, which means that the earth would have had to be older than that.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I agree with you.
And using
Yeah, I think the biggest problem. Hold on. The thing. Wait a minute. You've been talking. The biggest problem that Nefta Ali has is that she's putting and this may sound blasphemous, but I feel like she's putting too much authority in the time. I guess the quote unquote timeline of the Bible over just reality in general. Like you can't deny your reality and sit up here and say that none of this evidence that shows these 6,000, 7,000 year old civilizations is going against your 6,000 year theory. Go ahead, King J.
Now you know that let me ask y'all, the sun was formed before the earth, yes?
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah, the sun was formed like 4.6 billion years ago.
Right.
When you say, Judah, you agree with that? That the sun was formed before the earth?
I don't know. The Torah says no. So I don't know. It's
The
just
Torah says no?
Come on,
That's why I'm trying to tell you. No, hold on.
Here comes the interpretation.
Listen now, Judah, that's what I'm talking about. The Torah is not a history book. It's not.
You can't prove that. That's an estimate. Y'all laughing like y'all can prove that. You can't
No,
prove none of it.
you know how I
Can't prove it.
Prove that,
No,
bro.
you can't.
You
I
said
study
the Torah.
hold on.
The
I study
sun opened
astronomy.
the Torah. The sun to burn the Torah.
But sir, you don't know nothing about astronomy, sir. Be quiet. Nothing. You know absolutely nothing about astronomy whatsoever. You don't know about the different galaxies. You don't know that the universe spins. You don't know nothing about none of that. That's why I be whooping you atheists and weirdos up, because you guys are bantamweights. And I'm always going to fly your head and give you that switch. Rah, rah, and you already know. So, bro, stop, bro. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop this foolishness, bro. Just Judah
How
Naz in
did
the
he
video, bro.
how did he just cut Saw? What are you talking about? Asiatic 777 said Judah just cut Saw. How? I don't get it.
Because the Bible
You
says
can't prove that.
Where does it say that the sun was created after the earth in the Bible?
The sun was created
on the earth
before
from the void, and then
It
he
was
made
formed.
light. The sun was way late. It was like the fourth day. It was light before the sun in the Bible.
Right.
He said, "Let there be light." He formed the earth from the void. He brought all the stuff. Then he brought the sun. It said, it didn't say light. It said the big light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night.
Third day.
So it was like some days went before the sun even came.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the light and darkness was already there, so the concept was there. I think just the creation of the actual ball itself, So
But these are theories from the Bible, right? These are Bible theories.
He was saying in the Torah that the sun doesn't predate the earth.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he's right.
Because it's like 14. It was on the fourth day.
I'm sorry. So I met her. JJ, who proposed a debate topic and is running from it. He said the end time Messiah, right? He said he's in the back. He says, "Let me on. This dude is a clown." So I'm asking him, since he proposed the debate topic, why is he running like Forrest Gump? Right? Because he knows he's going to get put down again over here on HOK for the second time. And he's going to retire again.
Sure.
Y'all don't know, but I'm the Antichrist, and Keon knows that. Didn't your New Testament tell you I was coming?
You are for sure the Antichrist, brother. That's definitely
right.
a good
and I'm
pseudonym for you.
And I'm here for the Christians. I'm putting y'all know what I'm about to do to you. So you're a Christian, JJ. The Antichrist is here. Now face me, or I'm the boogeyman. I'm beating up you and 2.18 billion Christians worldwide. Get in the ring. Stop running. Is Jesus going to be the end time Messiah or King David?
Judah, you keep calling JJ a Christian.
He's not a Christian. Thank you.
He's not a Christian, bro. His name is Mandika Mali, bro.
They're Christians and Muslims.
Nah, he's more inclined with realismism, you know. My religion.
But the Malian people, those people are Christians and Muslims. So he's
Judah,
not,
he wanted
has
to
that
say
name.
that he was part of the tribe of Judah.
Can I speak, or it's gonna be problems when JJ
Yeah, but
comes?
I don't want y'all two going back and forth no more because
I get that part, but I mean, he just been rambling and acting like people scared of him. It's delusional. That's why I say, this dude, you're not in my weight class, bro. You're not. Like I say, bro, you don't. I gave you 3 options and you ran from all 3. You ran from King Self. You ran from Yasha. I mean, I got a whole list of people you done ran from, man. So don't be getting up here acting like you about that debate life and you're not. This is what you're gonna get from Judah. All this. I'm Ric Flair. Oh, that's it. Now, I'm gonna give you one more chance. What topic do you want?
For the 5th time, you said Jesus is going to be the end time Messiah. I said King David. Okay, now stop running and face the Antichrist. Judah.
Okay. Okay, so you want me to defend the Bible, even though I don't deal with it no more like that. And I already did this debate, just 2 months ago. So are you saying that King David is prophesied to be the end time Messiah for all the world? Is that what you're telling me? So we're gonna go. Let's pull up Isaiah 49. 22 and 23.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they should have their own episode.
Right, according
to I can't
Bible.
pull up a scripture. Everybody else pull up shit. See, this is what I'm talking about, man.
No, they pull it up.
This not her show. This that sister show.
Yeah, somebody pull it up. Judah, pull it up.
No, brother, we not
on the screen.
No,
Let's
talk to Honey. Do that in the debate. Y'all pull that up.
Let's forget that. Let's get back to Honey's topic, because Judah, you wasting our time here. We stopped to talk about this for another guy to come up here and act like they want to debate me, and then when I give them the topic, what they do? It's on tape. So, Honey, like I said, you did a good job with your presentation. I had some information that go along with it. I would have loved for you to have made it more extended, but you were just doing the response to Natalie. Natalie, I mean, I love you as a sister. You know, FOPE, I was a debate champion over there, but you're making the belt look bad. Running around here talking about the earth is 6,000 goddamn years old. We grown folks now, Natalie. I love you. Like Black Jesus, I love you. Come on. And then you talking about, the Canaanites is white. You know what I mean? Come on. This is why I had to step aside. Cesare, you're talking about he made up his own doctrine, y'all. Now the Israelites that came out of the Kemet, the people that came with them, the sojourners, what they call them people? The people that came with them, them was also Israelites. So why would they make a distinction between two? But he did that to keep covering up his lie. Because you goddamn well, if you're gonna witness for somebody with 40 years, you goddamn right, she fine. I don't give a damn what nation she from. So they was mixing and mingling. Joseph had a goddamn Egyptian or Canaanite wife. Ephraim and Manasseh come from him. You think he was the only one that did it? Y'all got to stop this. I mean, we got too many people watching us from all over the world. Be running around here talking about salvation is only for goddamn Israelites who God turned his back on and said, I'm going to give this to the Gentiles. You read it right in your book. So, like I said, so Honey, would you say that carbon dating
Let's get back to it. Yeah.
is a good system? Is that the system that we're using for like dating? Like when we say how old the Earth is are we using a carbon dating system? And how reliable is that system?
No,
Great question.
Carbon dating, like that only goes up to 50,000 years. So it wouldn't be how we do the whole Earth. Right? Like that would be just things on the Earth that's 50,000 years or less.
Okay.
Right.
So
It's other datings like the uranium and lead.
Okay.
Dating like that one is one that's like billions of years. Right.
Uranium.
So anything under that, you can kind of test the rocks, test the stuff like that to see how long it's been there.
So hydrogen is the first element, right? Lithium. So is there ways to test like how old the first hydrogen element is or things like that? Is that no?
How would we would have to have the first one.
Okay, for sure. So uranium, right? How does that testing method work?
I explained this, right?
It's the development of how long it takes for uranium.
That's when you talk about the half-life and the isotopes. So
you can pull up your slide again if you want to show them.
I mean, I just wrote it out on there though. I don't know if that would help you.
Yeah, you know, we want to ask questions pertaining to the show, so we get back on topic. So I just wanted to bring it back.
Right. So so the isotopes, they have a half-life, right? Isotopes half-life. With the uranium and uranium when it
why you go mute?
When it decays, it goes and it turns into lead. So you find a rock formation or a substance that has both there, and you see the decaying as it's turning into lead, you can hi Silky. When it's decaying and turned into lead, you can test both those things and see how old the rock formation is. And that's what they use because uranium takes, I think, 4.5 billion years to decay fully. Fact. So it's almost as old as the
iron ore by itself is like a couple million years for it to develop, within itself.
Okay, no question. So how long does it take for a skeleton to decay? Human bone.
A human bone? Oh, I don't know. I think it's fairly quick though, unless it gets fossilized.
So these rocks that we're finding, right? So I just don't get it. So earlier when you posted about the sedentary rocks in where was it at Greenland or whatever, 160,000.
Yeah, that was ice.
Yeah, so that I looked it up and it was like that shows like the continuous. You know what I'm saying? But there was some that went back to about 2.7 million years older that were more sporadic and broke up, right? So
Okay.
I did look it up. So it's basically just based off of rock dating.
What are you talking about as far as like how long have they been here? How long has that been here? Yeah, because it's a natural thing. It's not like man-made. So
they do it off of geographical leveling too.
Does that have anything to do with like weather? So weather racing, rain.
Yeah, it shows you what's going on at the time in that area.
So is there any instances where climate can accelerate things?
Yeah, it can accelerate decay.
Okay,
Sure.
so upon that acceleration, could there be a miscalculation of?
King J, please get to the point.
I'm getting to the point. I'm asking a question. upon that acceleration,
let the brother build.
I'm building.
Yeah, he's leave him alone, Keon.
Upon that acceleration, right? And say we're dating that. Could there be any type of misdating because of the acceleration due to the climate?
No, because they take that into consideration. That's how we know that it accelerates it. So you're looking at the degradation. You look at all of that when you're looking at the lines in the rocks or the ice and all that. It tells you about things that are going on at that time. Even with the trees, it tells you about fire, stuff like that, because you can see it within the reeds.
And sister, let me ask you this: doesn't it give you more confidence when you do your research and you see how sound science can be versus when you see someone talking about creationism and the answers, you can't really get a lot of answers from them or through your research? How did that feel when you came to that realization, coming to that, when you did research and you started finding validity more in the science than in some belief?
Well, I don't know. One, I never put validity in belief. I always had it separate. So I understood this is a belief.
Okay.
So I don't understand the putting it together because that's not ever going to work.
Honey, are you familiar with the pyramids and the dating of the pyramids?
The dating of the pyramids?
So
yeah, I'm saying.
So, like, biblically, we say that's about 2600 BC. But if we look at the weatherization on the pyramid, due to the rain and flooding, it gives the date exactly. So it's like, what is true? So do you understand what I'm saying? Like, JJ, you said it's 100,000, correct? The weatherization will give a date of about over 100,000.
They said it was 10,000 years old. That's from what I ran across. And they said they found seashells in the sand. Proving that. Yeah, they said proving that that it was submerged up on the water, like 200 feet of it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, so King J, if that's the case, if it's 8,000 years old, then I thought you just told us there isn't a civilization past 6,000 years, according to, I guess, the calendar or whatever you're trying to say.
Yeah, according to history. So that's why I asked the question earlier about the weather, about the climate and acceleration of it. You know what I'm saying? And could it give a different date, because the pyramids do give a later date due to the and even James Smalls Professor James brought this up about the pyramid and the date due to the wane. I wish we could pull it up. I wish we could just pull that study up about the pyramids and the
Yeah, I wish you could too, because I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I do. I mean, to technically to get back to the 6,000 year though. So, because from my research, right? Because I'm a Christian. I'm gonna let you know that from the jump, Honey Clark. I'm a Christian, so I've always been interested in these types of conversations. From my research, though, the 6,000 year concept basically comes from a three dynasty breakdown, basically, of our modern day or AD, of from Jesus's time to now, from Jesus to Abraham, in which they estimate is supposed to be 2,000 years according to secular history, and then they estimate again from Abraham to Adam to be 2,000 years itself. So that's why it comes down to that 6,000 year process. According to the Bible, though, it just, to me, it doesn't make any sense, because again, Adam himself already lived for 900 and I believe like 30 some years or something like that. So that's already 1,000 years within itself. The next person lived to close to 900 years. That's almost, I mean, if we go by that genealogy from Genesis 5 is basically where they get it from. The genealogy of Genesis 5 is the genealogy of Adam. You come up to about like 14,000 years, or like 8,000, 9,000 years. So I'm still confused.
It's not meant for a history book. It's a spiritual guide. So that's what we messing up trying to use it for history. That's the author of that book.
But see, that's what people have came into conclusion.
Bro, come on, man. Now, the author of that book, and 1,000 parts, if I interrupted you, the author of that book may have included Taharka and people that they knew had existed on the planet, but that don't prove that the people of that time that he's writing about are real. And this is where Judah Nazareth will fail in that debate. He ran from that debate, saying he can prove that these people are real in his book. Hey, Taharka is not the center point of the story, sir. So, like I said, you can get that smoke too. I'm done. I'll wait till my turn to come around again, but I bet he won't take that neither, y'all. He getting punked all off through this show. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's hard to draw lineage from eponymous ancestors. They don't have DNA. They never existed.
Well, that's debatable. That's debatable, and that's kind of a disingenuous argument to make.
They went to all the places where those people were supposed to be. They found no evidence of those people, and they've been
Let me make
searching
sure.
for years for evidence
Just
of
because
those people.
the
But
absence of evidence doesn't give us the evidence of absence. So,
once that's a weak argument. When every time y'all say that, it just
damn.
makes it weaker.
It's belief.
I mean, it's not weak because again, if you go by, I mean, you don't. Go ahead.
We can
honey.
only go by what we know and what we can prove. We can't
Right.
go by what might be. When we over here talking about what might be, there's a whole bunch of things that might be. But when we concentrating on what might be, we avoid what is. I only go for what is, not what could be, or because I didn't see it. Science is for that. We discover stuff. If you think those people are real, prove it. If there's DNA out there,
wait.
go search for it and show us.
Oh, okay, we get it.
So
So
they're going to
go
debate that
ahead.
you need to make happen between these two. Y'all already doing it.
My question is though, right? So are we thinking like in our heads that the narrative of the Bible is really there was just this group of individuals, maybe 1, 2, or 3 people that just sat down and thought of all these characters and wrote down all these stories that these characters could have went through? Is that what we're thinking the Bible
And it was a
is?
series of years. It was a series of years of that book being put together. It just wasn't one or two, three people. They don't know.
My question. That's not my question. My question
Well,
to
you just made that statement.
In your mind, my question was again, in your mind, are you thinking that there was a group of individuals over a long period of time? I don't care. That's not important. Whatever you think that happened in the Bible, are you saying that these people just sat down, created these characters, and then put these characters in certain scenarios and called it a day? Is that what we're thinking that happened?
Scholars have proven that. Yeah, there's books. There's all kind of books on that.
Okay,
Because
how? What source? What source proves that? What
Wait a minute, sister.
Hold on.
Let the sister speak.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, honey.
Cosmology, right? So if you're a culture, if you go around to all the
That's kinda
cultures,
pseudo.
because all cultures have an origin story, right? Where they
Facts.
were passed down from generation to generation by mouth, whether they decided to start writing it down, but all of them have an origin story. Right, and so therefore that's what everybody is going to think that way about everybody else's mythology is the same way they think about the Bible.
Yeah, but then okay, you can say I give you that, right? It's debatable about the origin stories or the cosmology, whatever you want to call it, right? That's debatable. But when we start talking about things like Moses and his stories, when we're talking about Shem, Japhet, and people like them, I just think that why would they just make this stuff up? Why would they be so detailed with certain things and just make all this stuff up? That just seems so unlikely.
It's made up because Judah said you don't have a primary source for Ham, Shem, or Japheth.
Nah, because that's all that's
That's
still kind of guesswork. Let's start to pinpoint what he asking. So when you talk about Moses in particular, you have a story from Josephus and you have a story from Manetho about a particular priest, Asar Sepethus, right? So not only do you have that story, you also start to find things in his story that are copied. Also, you start to see things like, oh, the songs of Moses match the song of Thutmose, his victory song. So why? So yeah, you were pseudo when you started.
It's not getting pseudo. No, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah. So he's been pseudo from the start because he tried to propose Moses as a real person and never even knew his real name instead of using the actual primary.
Not what I did, but okay.
Yeah, your turn. So after he messed that up, now we've got Thutmose, the one of the Thutmoseses who helped run the Hikakasu out. His victory song matches Moses's real song. So we can see you copy, paste, and bite on a regular basis, and then you run around and act as if you got the real thing. But the fact is, we got the primary resource, the real one. If at any time I became a Hebrew Israelite and I kept trying to match people's names like Joseph, Moses with pharaohs that have actual real names, I would stop being pseudo instantly and say, I should just probably look at what this people culture is and follow.
Or maybe because I speak freaking English. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you sound stupid. We speak English.
No.
What are you saying? Talking about?
Sit down,
like, it's a simple Google search.
Come on, one at a time.
It's a simple.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
One at a time.
We got to share the flow, can't we?
It's
Why
a
is it one at a
simple
time when I
Google
get
search.
on?
Dion is not your Thorin
Let me just
anymore. Let
respond.
Judah
Let
go.
me just respond.
No, you
Sorry,
messed
you
up
have no
already.
authority.
We heard
You
you,
have no
Judo.
authority. Please
Let
be
Judah
quiet.
go.
Let
I
me
don't need
Come on,
respond.
authority.
man. Everybody
At the
can't
end
speak
of the
over
day,
everybody.
thank you, bro.
Damn,
Like, stop
kid.
interrupting me. Like, let me
Nah, man, you
respond.
been
Like,
rambling
damn.
You
for the last
interrupted
At
show.
the
us.
end of
You
the
just
day,
cut us
I
Yeah,
said
bro.
We
what
need
was
to
This
in
have
the
is the
some
day you
text.
ain't
type
gonna
of
get your
order.
finger
Saul's
up
not
out,
here.
bro.
Bro.
This
Why?
is the
We
day
How
can't
you
can
just
ain't
you
gonna
have
talk
get
to me,
your
people
but I
finger
just
can't
up out.
respond, bro? Like, I
come
don't
on,
talk
come
that
on,
long, bro.
brothers.
Bro, Keon, you gotta cut
Come
this
on,
out,
y'all.
bro.
All right, bro.
Don't
Go
say
ahead,
it,
bro.
Keon.
Since you want to cry, bro. Go
Dion,
ahead.
you're trash. Sit down, brother.
Now I'm
Yeah,
trash.
man.
All right. Everybody, I'm black. I gotta let y'all go. I got a show to do. I gotta let y'all know what's up. And sister, I gotta bring you back again by yourself because you ended your show too early. You know, you ended it real early. That's what made me open it up for the dialogue. But whatever, I got Shaka up most and Vocab Malone. So close us out, sister, real quick. Close us out.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming. Anybody that has any kind of, I'm at the bar reloaded. So if you want to go look or you want to come talk to Ty or somebody, I'm up for debate, all that. And shout out to the bar reloaded, and you, Sonetta, and the pie. Thank
All
you
right.
for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Hey, y'all, listen. I had to end this right away because I have something special for y'all. Y'all know how I do. The reason I let them run wild on the show is because I was on the phone negotiating with Shaka and Vocab Malone. I got Vocab Malone and Shaka Upmost tomorrow at 3:00 sharp. Y'all gonna see the sit-down debate tonight at 7:00. But I have them facing off for round 2. And I want to do it live so that y'all can see it. But you already know what it is. You got to donate. Shaka said that my channel is cheap. He said my channel is cheap. And I said, brother, he said I said that's because everybody don't support. It'd be a few. It'd be a handful of people that support. It could be 500 people in the building, and the only ones that support maybe 15 people. And that is sad. That's crazy. So if y'all would like to see them two get it in, and after the night, trust me, they going in. They gonna go in harder tomorrow. All right. So at 3:00 this afternoon, whether you're on your job, go in the goddamn bathroom, sit on the toilet, and put the phone on. That's all you got to do. Or see it when you get home. It's going down tomorrow. So let's get this donation up, y'all. I'm gonna end this show, but we're gonna end this show, right? And I need y'all to get your